Hi there. I was just looking at the beautiful scenery in the spot of which I am. I discovered this little walk near my house, not too far, and it's just really lovely and features all the beautiful wine country that is surrounded in my area here, and I feel so lucky to live here. And I wanted to share this walk with you and just talk about what's happening right now with my odyssey to do, perhaps full-time or part-time teardrop camping. Right now I'm kind of in a holding pattern because I'm trying to mitigate the off-gassing that's happening inside of my teardrop. The paint and the adhesives and so forth are off-gassing and causing me to not feel well while I'm sleeping in there. So I recently did one coat of Safe Coat, which helps to block out the formaldehyde that's off-gassing in there, and other possibly toxic chemicals. And I need to do another coat on it as well. I recommend at least 2 coats. So I still need to do my second coat on it. I'm also waiting for my bed to arrive. I did end up selling the queen size microfoam mattress that was in there, memory foam mattress that was in there, so that I could get a smaller bed. And I wanted to make sure that the memory foam that I purchased was a non-toxic one that has the CertiPure certification. So it's been tested, the foam has been tested to make sure it's not off-gassing those nasty chemicals. Formaldehyde is pretty nasty. It actually can be cancerous. So I, recommend, for everyone to, if you're going to buy memory foam, make sure it's CertiPure. At least that's what's important to me, because if you think about it, you're sleeping on that bed, a long time, and you're inhaling those fumes. So I think with your bed in particular, it's important to get one that is non-toxic. So I did get a tri-fold memory foam mattress that's 4 inches high. I have yet to open the box because I want to just wait until I get the memory topper, which I purchased, which is a latex one, and then put them together at the same time and see if it's going to work. I ended up getting a twin size one, and that will enable me to have a little bathroom inside of my teardrop, which will be nice to have. So that is where it's at right now. I don't have any plans to do any camping trips just yet, but hopefully soon in June I can do some camping trips. So that's what's happening with that. So let me take you on a little walk here with me as I walk this trail that I really love, and just show you around. So let's turn you around so you can see this beautiful historical building in front of me. It's made out of stone. I'm not sure when this was built. I'm guessing the 1800s. I'm not totally sure when, but it's on the historical register, I believe, for historical buildings. Just love that multicolored stone. That is very cool. Seems like the landscaper just showed up. Here in wine country, there is a lot of wineries that have these arched doorways, which I just love. I end up taking a lot of pictures of them because I just think they're the coolest looking things. I love arched doors. And that is a very cool looking door with the wrought iron on it there. They also have the arch window. Yeah, but a lot of wineries here in Sonoma County have these kinds of buildings. and these wonderful arch doors that I just love. I can't drink wine because of the sulfites and they give me nasty migraines. But I still love to go to the wineries and just look at them because they're usually just so beautiful. The landscaping, the buildings, the flowers, the botanicals, everything is so pretty. Some of the wineries in Sonoma County are located up in the mountains like you see in the distance there, and so you get these gorgeous views as you sit outside of the winery drinking your wine and just enjoying the glorious wine country views. It's one of the most relaxing things you can do, between the wine relaxing you and the scenery. What's kind of nice is you can do that as long as you're not buying a bunch of wine. You know, you can do something like that relatively cheaply. You still have to pay for your glasses of wine, but you can still go and enjoy the scenery and do it for relatively low cost. Look at this beautiful garden here. Hello. So again, another safe trail. You know, I did a previous video about how I felt unsafe on a trail, and I mentioned in my comments that I have done hikes alone hundreds, if not thousands of times in the area in which I live, and that was the first time that I ever felt unsafe. And so the odds are pretty low that, you know, something is going to happen. Nevertheless, I think if I go on a trail that I'm unfamiliar with and I'm not sure about the area that it's in, I'm going to carry some sort of self-protection with me. I just think that's a good idea to do. Matter of fact, right now, it's from yesterday, I'm carrying this new little self-protection I got. Show it to you. It's a small little bottle of pepper spray, and it's got this glove, so you can actually, you know, wear it on your hand with the pepper spray ready to go, and your thumb can rest on the trigger there, and you can easily spray in a quick manner, you know, when you don't have a lot of time. So I like that idea. It's not the most powerful stream because it is such a small bottle. So I think the assailant would have to be kind of close for this to work. But it's something at least, and it gives you a little bit of peace of mind to be having something like that in your hand as you walk. But this trail I feel 100% safe on and don't feel like I need to really worry about it. It's a residential area, and if anything should happen, somebody would come rushing out immediately. I mean, there's homes like right there. So, and I'm in a safe area in general. But yeah, look at the wine country. It's just gorgeous. There's all the wine vines, which you find all over Northern California. One of these beautiful trees. Not sure what kind of tree this is. But it's beautiful with the white bark. Looks like a pretty old tree. I keep having confusing thoughts It's been kind of going on for a while now, to be truthful, or conflicting thoughts or confusing thoughts where I can't figure out whether or not I want to give up living in this gorgeous area in which I live. I've lived here just a few years and I have fallen in love with the area. There is so much beauty around here. You have the mountains, you've got the ocean. If you want the city life, that's not too far away. It's, I have to say, when you live in a wealthy area, people can afford to have all these beautifully manicured lawns and beautiful landscaping and beautiful homes. And, me being a visual person, I really appreciate that and I love it. And this is one of those areas, so everywhere you look, there's just so much gorgeous beauty. And on days when I'm feeling cooped up in my home, I just have to get in my car and go for a drive, and I immediately feel better. Just seeing all the natural beauty we have here, but all of the landscaping and the beautiful homes and the beautiful wineries, and it's just gorgeous here. So every time I think about packing up all my belongings and putting them in storage and leaving this area to go travel full time, I feel scared, to be honest, because this area is very difficult to get into unless you have tons of money. I was lucky enough to get a affordable senior apartment, and it's a beautiful building, brand new, and the rent is considered very reasonable for the area. And there's like 500 people on the waiting list, so I actually feel like I won the lottery by getting into that place. One of the tricks to getting into affordable senior housing, at least in California, is you have to find out about when they're building new projects and then get on the wait list immediately as soon as you find out, and you have a better chance of getting into the property if you act early on. Once people have moved into the property, it's so much harder to get in, and the wait lists get very long. So I feel like I hit the lottery getting into this apartment that I'm in. I'm not 100% happy there, but where are you 100% happy? There's always issues, but in general, I feel extremely lucky to have what I have. So there's this fear that if I give that up, it would be very difficult to get back in again. And I am so in love with this area that I live. I can go on walks like this daily. And there's just all these quaint, adorable, cute towns in Sonoma County and beyond. The whole Northern California has these adorable, quaint towns, one after the other, and I love that. You can go to Bodega Bay and see where the birds were filmed, and it's a gorgeous area. It's gorgeous to hike in. It's gorgeous to walk around. They have tributes to Hitchcock and the film The Birds there. So I just love that I have so many options here. And I moved here from Los Angeles, and I've never looked back. I always just fell in love so much more with Northern California. And I don't know, I can't see living anywhere else. It's just so beautiful and has so many things that I love. It's easy to find good healthy food and produce. The farmers markets are outstanding, albeit expensive, as is everything here. So you pay for this, that's for sure. And it's not without its problems. Homelessness is on the rise because housing and everything is so expensive. So it's a sad thing. So I feel extremely lucky that I got this apartment. I had a funny thing happen though, where I ran into this guy out in the front of my building who was trying to see if he could get hold of management to see if he could get on the waiting list, and we started talking, and when he found out I lived there, he started flirting with me quite a bit, and then I liked him. I thought he was nice, and so we exchanged numbers, and he asked me in one of his earliest messages, would you ever consider me moving in with you? And I'm like, I barely know you. And the apartment is small, and no, I don't think so. But, he himself was in a desperate situation, I guess. I don't know. He said he was living with some other woman, and I guess he was looking for his next free ride. I don't know. I don't know what was going on there, but it was just kind of bizarre. But he had told me that, he was trying to stay in the Sonoma County, and he was having a heck of a time finding anything affordable. So again, it made me appreciate that I have the situation I have. And, the fear is that I can't get back in. So then I watch videos of people traveling and going to these gorgeous spots, all over the United States. And then I think, oh gosh, I want to do that though. I really want to see all that beauty. It's just so stunning. And I want to do that. But I don't know, I don't know what the answer is. So right now, I'm trying not to figure it all out right now. It's just too overwhelming. So I'm going to just take it a day at a time and see, first of all, if I can even do, full-time camping in the Teardrop. It might be too much. It probably will be too much. The biggest worries I have is probably dealing with the wind and trying to cook. And I do need to cook a lot of my own meals. And so I'm worried about the wind problem, because you just have that rear galley kitchen and you're out there in the wind. So that's a big concern for me. I guess the other concerns would be, on those days when the weather is really crappy, what do I do? I mean, I could go hang out at a coffee bar or something, but what if I'm way out in the boonies? I'm stuck inside of my little box for several days in a row. I don't know. So anyways, and another issue is whether or not I can really work on the road, and if I have enough power to do that, because I have like a big printer and I've got to print off a lot of letters, which takes a lot of power. I don't know if I can work on the road doing my job. And I need to have a pretty much consistent signal I work 3 different jobs, and one of my jobs is I manage an Airbnb property. And you basically do have to be available 24/7 because issues can come up. And if they text you at 10 p.m. at night, you need to answer them, get back to them. So that's my other concern, is I may not have access to 24/7 cell signal, and that would not be good. It's such a great job, I would not want to lose it. And again, it's very hard to come by jobs like that. And if I lose it, it would be hard to get one like that back. So I don't want to screw it up. You know, I'm 65 years old. I don't have a lot of choices as I did, 40 years ago. There is ageism, and jobs are harder to get now at my age. So it is a concern, and I don't want to mess up the jobs that I do have, because they're great and I'm happy doing them, and it's not so easy for me to get other work. I mean, in general, it's not as easy, but for an older person like myself, I think it's even harder. Certainly, to get good jobs is even more difficult. So it's important that if I go on the road that I be able to adequately do my jobs. If that's not going to work, then it's a no-go for sure. I don't want to be trying to work at Amazon warehouse or doing sugar beets. No, thank you. That's, physically I couldn't do it. The jobs that I have right now are not hugely physical whatsoever, so except for the pet sitting jobs. So that's the other thing. I want to hang on to these jobs that I have. So I can't let this dream of mine to travel all over the U.S. for an extended period get in the way of my jobs, at the very least, for sure. I kind of figure, well, if I went on the road full time and I decided that it wasn't for me, or it wasn't working out for one reason or another, since my jobs are remote, I have a little more options in that I could find a rental in a cheaper area. May not be as nice though, and I may not be in love with it as much as I am with Northern California, or Sonoma County in particular. So it's a lot to think about. I know of a friend of mine that has their base camp, and then he and his wife do extended trips, for 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks at a time in their little, it's not a teardrop, it's but a very small little, trailer, very small, that they can tow with their SUV. I forget the name of it. It's not a scamp, it's even smaller than a scamp. But in any case, they do these extended trips, and then they go back home. So, as long as I can do my work on the road well, then that might be what I end up doing. Or, I just go on the road for 1 or 2 week long camping trips. And I probably will have to invest in Starlink to get a good signal. Maybe you guys can help me with this, but if I get Starlink, would I be able to... Well, I just think I answered my own question. I was thinking that if I got Starlink, I should be able to do my one job that I have that's involves a lot of computer work, but the other job, managing the vacation rental, if somebody messages me, I may be able to respond to them via internet, even if I don't have a cell signal. So I like the convenience of the phone and the fact that I get a notification, but I can probably set that up so that it pops up on my computer as well. And I could get notifications that a guest has texted me, and I could respond that way. So yeah, I probably will end up having to get a Starlink account. And I looked to see that they have a month-long trial period. So I may do that, get the month-long trial period, see if it's going to camping trip and try it out and see if it's going to work for me. So that's where it's at for now. Video's getting long, so I think I will cut it off here. So I hope you're enjoying the spring and doing some hikes and getting out there and experiencing nature. Until next time, bye for now.